My fellow Americans and those entrusted with leadership within the United States. The United States of America was founded on a simple but powerful principle: freedom of conscience. That principle is protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, which guarantees free exercise of religion and prohibits its establishment by the state. Every person in this country is free to believe, worship, or not worship without fear, coercion, or force. But let me be absolutely clear about something. Freedom of religion does not include the freedom to impose your beliefs on others. It does not include the right to extort, threaten, intimidate, or coerce. And it does not include the right to undermine the Constitution of the United States. No religious law supersedes American law. There is one law in this country: American law. Under Article 6 of the Constitution itself is the supreme law of the land. No religious code, doctrine, or authority supersedes it. Any attempt to enforce religious penalties, taxes, jizya, or obligations on others, including coercive demands or threats, is not protected religious expression. It is criminal conduct. Extortion, intimidation, and coercion are prohibited under American law and violate the equal protection guarantees of the 14th Amendment. That behavior will not be tolerated. Let me be equally clear. Any individual of any background or belief who advocates violence, supports terrorism, promotes the destruction of the United States, calls for death of America, seeks to replace constitutional law with their authoritarian ideology, has placed themselves outside the bounds of lawful conduct. The Constitution protects free speech, but it does not protect incitement, material support for terrorism, or participation in violent or seditious activity. Those limits are well established in constitutional law and federal statute. This is not a violation of liberty. It is an enforcement of the rule of law. Millions of Americans practice their faith peacefully and lawfully. They contribute to society, respect their neighbors, and live under the Constitution. They are protected by the First Amendment, fully and without question. They are not the issue. The issue is coercion, radicalization, and allegiance to ideologies that reject constitutional government, equal rights, and individual liberty. The Constitution is not optional. Citizenship and lawful residency require adherence to. The federal government has both the authority and the obligation under Article 2 to enforce the law, protect public safety, and defend the constitutional order. Any non-citizen who engages in terrorist support, violent extremism, open hostility toward the constitutional system, or criminal intimidation or coercion is subject to investigation, prosecution, and removal under existing law and due process protections. This is not collective punishment. This is individual accountability under the law. The United States will always welcome those who respect the Constitution, obey the law, live peacefully, accept equal rights for all. But America will never tolerate religious coercion, ideological intimidation, calls for violence, or movements that seek to dismantle constitutional government from within. Freedom survives only when it is defended. This nation belongs to its people, governed by the Constitution, protected by the rule of law, and sustained by liberty. Believe freely, worship freely, live peacefully. But no belief grants you the right to coerce, intimidate, or override the Constitution. That is not intolerance. That is constitutional government. Thank you. Peace and blessings.